So, my name's Troy, it's my YouTube channel, and currently we're outside a wonderful development, commercial resi, with Kayode right here as well, a property developer, very established, and we're in Coleshill. So, tell us a little bit about Coleshill and tell us a little bit about yourself as well, in terms of why you got involved into property and become a property developer.
All right, so for those of you who know me, I'm Kayode, some people call me Kai for short. So basically, well, how I got into property, because I just want to control my destiny and the things that I'm doing. I wanted to always do, be in control of everything I wanted to ever do. And I felt property gave me that opportunity to be able to do the things I want to do. And I felt, why not? If anyone could do it, I can do it. So I started with, small projects like house refurbs. And from there I went up to HMOs, from HMOs now I'm doing buildings like this. Now we are in a place called Coleshill, just outside Birmingham. It's almost in the heart of the UK. If you look at a map of the UK, it's right in the middle. So the good thing about this area is the fact that it's a very, very affluent area just outside Birmingham, like I said. And then you've got some really exciting business parks, airports. You've got, the NEC is not too far from here. And we're good to show you what we're doing here today.
All right, fantastic. So let's have a look around.
This used to be an office, and we're converting this into 4 luxurious flats. So what we do here is going to be the car park. We've got the bed nest and also the scaffold, just kind of really get the roof all clear. What we're doing now is the structural works inside. I'm just trying to make sure we stockpile materials, because at this point in time materials are becoming a premium. So we're landing our materials inside, and then we're going to start, slowly doing all the structural work inside. Let's just have a quick look inside, so please watch your step. It's a very nice site. The lads are off today, and we are just making sure we get the stock takes done and prep for the week.
So I see there's quite a lot of materials that's outside and stuff. So is this all of the materials that you need for the house right now, or is there still like stuff that needs to be brought and to come in and do the rest of it?
Right, so we have materials, we've got a warehouse. So we stockpile our materials because materials now are just going up. So what we want to do is lock in the prices, and as of when we need the materials, we're landing in front of the site. So the lad's going to be here later today or first thing tomorrow morning. And what we're going to start doing is, as of when we need the materials, we'll bring the materials inside.
Okay, nice. And just a quick overview of the numbers on this place. So how much did you buy it for? How much was the refurb cost going to be? And then what's the end valuation going to be at, once it's all completed?
Right, okay, before I actually go into numbers, this was actually an auction. But we actually to buy it outside the auction, and we've got a video with BBC, Homson and the Hammer, so it's going to be featured on there.
It's this one, isn't it?
Yeah, this one, definitely. I had you in Dublin, so you get to see that when that comes out. So this was listed for about 240, 250, but I was able to agree a deal with the owner at 270. And the reason for that is because I saw the full flat, which would be in the lofts, and that's where most of the profit actually is. We expect the refurb to cost between 130 by 150. Now the reason for that is because we're doing the works ourselves. We've got the lads, we've got the trades inside, internally within my business and my network, so we can bring the costs slightly lower. In terms of GDV, we're expecting, we've got in a range, depending on the works, the finish we go for. We expect this to be within the region of 640 to about 670.
Nice.
Leaving us about £250,000 in gross profit.
Yeah, amazing, fantastic. All right, and yeah, let's have a little walk around this one.
So this is going to be the biggest flat. So it's a 2-bed. Where we stood is going to be the walk around the hallway. You can see we've got some materials. Please watch your step. These are the beams going into the property. You can see we've taken out all the chimneys to make it a bit bigger. So where I'm currently standing is going to be where we're going to have the kitchen. We're going to have it all planned. That's going to be knocked through, and that's going to lock through. We're going to have a bifolding door all the way to the back, and this is going to be one flat. And we're having a reflect. What's that, sorry?
It's a lot of space.
Oh, definitely, it's a lot
Really
of space. And the thing about these sort of projects, you kind of have to maximize every inch, every space, because every space has a pound note attached to it. So you want to kind of max it out and to add that sort of value to the property. Right, so make my way to the other room. So this is going to be another flat. It's going to be a duplex flat. So I'm sure your viewers are wondering, this can't be a flat. So we're going to have a duplex flat. The entrance will be this way, know where we've come from. We're going to have stairs just behind the camera, just there. We're going to have steps going up all the way to the next floor. So this is going to be a lounge kitchen area, and then upstairs we're going to have just a bedroom, a bathroom, and then we'll have a loft space as well. So we're thinking of maybe having like a little study in the loft, but I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But yes, so this is going to be a one-bed flat. This flat's about 40 square meters, which is quite decent, and they've got dedicated parking here.
Fantastic. You said about the parking as well. How many parking spaces are there?
Technically, we've got 5, but
okay.
I would say 4, but we've got one extra space.
Nice.
So each flat will have this, they have one
Nice.
parking space. Right, cool, so let's have a look upstairs. Upstairs is a bit chaotic, because we're dropping on the roof, we're dropping on the chimneys, we're starting to brick up. We're taking everything back to brick to see what we're working with. You can see the skylights. Not literally. We're taking out the roof tiles, so we wanted to kind of start to prepare because we're having a flat in the loft. So what we're doing now is taking out all the roof tiles. We're going to have dormers behind me, and like I said, downstairs we're taking everything back to brick. You can see we need to refine some of these brickwork. You see some of them are quite loose, so we wanted to see where the issues are, where the structural issues are, get them sorted, get them fixed, and then move on to the next phase of the project. So this is going to be another one-bed flat where we're standing. That's the duplex flat I talked about.
That's where you got the stairs.
Yeah, correct. So this is going to be another flat. You can see the layout of the flat. So this flat where we're standing now, it's an L-shaped flat. You've got the kitchen, living room there. You've got the bedroom here. You've got the bathroom behind this bit of the property, and then we're having stairs. There's going to be another stairs taking us into the very final flat, which will be in the loft, and that's going to be another one-bed flat. And the one-bed flat is quite unique because we're going to have the balcony, and you can see the whole part of Coleshill, which is quite decent. So
the penthouse of the small estate.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. This is supposed to, but we're going for a really quality finish on this. That's why the valuation we've got is within the range I mentioned. We're expecting more, but let's just see how things go.
Nice, amazing. All right, fantastic. All right, so this project then, how do you actually get to the stage where you're doing projects like this? Because what we're doing right now, the biggest thing that we've done is a bathroom refurb. And it's like very small refurbishments, and this is like big scale, like compared to what we're doing. So how do you get to this stage? What do you need to do to get to this stage?
Right, so it's a very good question because I was in that position too. And taking a step back, I feel what's kind of really helped me get to this position is network. So in my network, the people have done this before. And I started with even the bathroom refits for me, or the renovations, maybe like, painting carpets, was too much for me. But I think it was just baby steps, seeing what other people are doing, learning from them, site visits, seeing where the mistakes they've made, how they come around those mistakes, also learning how to manage projects like this at this scale. And I think getting the right contractors to get this type of job done for you. Within your network, people that have done this before, they can recommend contractors that have done this for you.
Okay.
And the thing about those contractors, they've worked with projects like this, they understand where the issues are, how to fix it, and how to get the values or the specification you're looking to go with. So to summarize it all, stick to people who've done this before, learn from them, get a mentor that's done this before, and baby steps, take it one step at a time.
Okay, amazing. Oh, that's really helpful. That's really helpful. And would you say that what we're doing right now is pretty much the steps to actually to get there? Because as you said, networking, that's a big one. So yeah, so if you want to get into this, as you said, do the networking and get a mentor and do the site visits, everything that you just said, literally get on it, because it's possible. It's possible. Just start with the baby steps and get to the big projects. And this isn't where you want to finish off either, is it? With these projects, you want to go bigger in terms of buying land and building new houses and stuff.
100%. So we've already done a land JV with one of our sister companies. So we got a few sites in our pipeline. Like I was talking to you about them earlier. We've got land that we're looking to get planning and building. The one we've just done with our JV partner, it was 9 houses.
Nice.
So we're doing another one of these, but that's on a bigger scale. That's for about 13 flats.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
yeah.
Alright, it's fantastic. Alright, cool. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay. Alright. So how do you actually, you know, create these relationships directly with the businesses to get your tenants? Because, you know, at the moment you've got quite a lot of rooms available, and you know you can rely on just advertising, but it seems that you go directly to the businesses. So how do you get those relationships, and why do you do it that way as well?
Right, so why I do it that way, because I like consistency and I want something that's very sustainable. And when you actually build business relationships, they're more sustainable. And I think there's so many companies that have staff, you know, and colleagues, they need accommodation. And I just felt it was the right thing to do. The penny dropped when I had tenants, like 3 tenants from the same company. And I said, hang on, there might be more tenants within that company that want accommodation. So it was a no-brainer. I just decided to reach out to the company. And how I actually done that was, first of all, they gave me contacts within HR, in the HR company.
Is that the tenants that gave you the
tenants?
Okay.
Yeah. And organically, I would just do that by going on LinkedIn, find out who the HR person is. Pretty much a lot of HR or company HR departments are on LinkedIn, because they essentially use that for marketing and hiring. So reach out to them, and then we created a nice brochure. So the brochure actually covers what we offer, why they should recommend the tenants to us, and why the tenants should stay with us. And you know, a lot of the things we have in there, from car sharing, you know, amidst a lot of companies that seem to be going green, you know, the tenants that stay with us car share, and that's, you know, contributes to, you know, some of the policies or do goals for the company to be green. Another thing again is support. You know, sometimes it can be quite lonely for tenants to be staying by themselves. You know, there's always that nice comfort when they know tenants are working or staying together. Also, we have a conducive in terms of our design for our rooms for our tenants. You know, things like, you know, the tenants can work from home, and making sure they have you know, everything you really need in the bedroom. So all of that's kind of really packaged in the brochure, which we send to them. And also we tend to you know, have open days where HR can actually come see our properties.
Okay.
So that's if they're interested, and we have videos online that kind of really caters to show them what our property looks like. So those steps, like I said, you know, recommendation from tenants that are currently staying with you, online, you know, reaching out to HR, having a conversation with them, sending them your value proposition in my brochure, having videos and links, having open days where they can actually see you know, a property.
Nice. Okay. And you know, when you're actually reaching out to these people, is it only the tenants that you got now, like their companies that you reach out to, or are you literally looking at the businesses that are in the area and then going on LinkedIn and then, you know, contacting all of the HR people and sending them the brochure, starting the conversation? Right. How would you select them?
So it's direct marketing. So the many companies that we work with wasn't a recommendation about our tenants. So same process. We find out who the HR, who is hiring basically, and we would reach out to them.
Okay.
And that's how we've done it. In fact, one of our biggest clients is the HS2 supply chain, and you know, we're housing 85 people from there. At the peak it was 100 people, and we think that's going to double within the next 9 months. Nice. So once you get in there and you deliver, you just get more customers directly from companies.
Fantastic. And sites called Magna House right there. And yeah, had a little drive, I think it was like 10-minute drive. And yeah, now it's another commercial to residential building, flats you're making. So tell us a little bit about this conversion and the area as well.
Right, okay, so again, similar to the other one, we saw this is an office. Well, it used to be an office, now we're converting to 7 flats.
Okay.
7 flats, so we're here, we have 2 2-beds and 5 1-beds. So we are in Atherstone, it's North Warwickshire. So
okay.
in the Midlands, so you have Warwick, but this is the north part of Warwick. And it's a traditional English town, and it's quite exciting. So you have Aldi here, the headquarters, you've got FedEx, you've got TNT, you've got 3M, you've got lots and lots of businesses here.
I'm guessing those are going to be the tenants.
Definitely. We always work backwards from the tenants, and then you'll get the right stock and the right product for them. So right, okay,
Yeah.
numbers wise.
Yeah.
So this one, long story, but long and short of the story is they wanted 360, I paid 240
Yeah.
for
Wow.
this. A massive drop.
How did you get that discount? Like what happened there?
See, with property it's a waiting game, and timing is everything. My offer first of all was about 280. They said no. I'd done my numbers. My numbers said, listen, 280 or 300 is the max I could pay. They laughed at me and said, listen, sorry. So I went back again 6 months later. They sold to someone, but it fell through.
Yeah. Okay.
So I went back
That's
again,
feeling stressed
280.
right
What's going on? They said no. We want 320 or 300. They said no. So they sold it to someone else. It fell through again.
Yeah.
So
Do
this
you know
is a
what
year
the
after.
reason? Like, what's the reason for it falling through? Was it their finances? Was it something? Do you know what it was? Or?
No, so with the way this property is, it has multiple titles. So essentially, for your listeners that don't understand what that means, is the land that's on, the 3 lands combined together. And that created legal challenges for the buyers.
Okay.
Straight away, a lot of solicitors saw that and said, no, don't buy, walk away. Thankfully, at the time I put in my offer, I had a really, really good solicitor that said, hang on, we can sort it out for you, it's not a problem.
Okay. And this is again about network, power to.
100%. So my network recommended someone that can sort it out for me. She said, listen, it's not a problem, we'll sort it out for you. A year later, the owner's getting desperate. No, everything is falling through. So I said, okay, fine. They called me up and said, listen, have you still got your 280? I said, no. I've got 240 cash for you. And then we done the deal.
Yeah, amazing.
So 240 for the building. We're spending 350 on the refurb and conversion costs. And then GDV on this one is going to be about 800 K.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's going to be, luxury again, high-end luxury apartments.
Just below luxury because we don't need to, because
Area doesn't demand
we're
it.
holding this, and we want to just make sure it's conducive for the tenants the rent it offers. And we've got a decent sized car park towards the rear with electric gates, and also having state-of-the-art intercom system for the tenants. So everything's going to be in there for them.
Fantastic.
Right, cool. Let's have a look inside.
Let's go.
So as I mentioned before, if you notice our trends in all our sites, we get materials, we have a central repository for most of our stock. You get to see some outside, so as when we need to, we're bringing them on site, and then we just get the lads going. Because the last thing you want to do on the site is run out of materials, and lads are waiting for materials.
Yeah, I guess that would be a lot of sort of wasted time and wasted money because they're there and you're still having to pay for their time, right? If they're
100%.
there. So.
And then it's just delays. And then if they don't find the materials, they go on to another job, because you're not going to pay them for doing nothing.
Yeah.
So they go on to another site.
Okay.
So you have to make sure you have them on site.
Nice.
Right, okay, so to my right, this is where we have all the meters going in, all the broadband, all the services coming in, all the digital stuff coming in. So we're going to, we'll start with the flats. So this is one of the flats. So we're still obviously getting all the works done. We've got the fest fixing, you can see the pipes to the bathroom. You see the stores work is pretty much in. We have the boiler covered here, utilities place for the tumble dryer as well as the boiler. This is going to be the living room, and where I'm currently heading to is the kitchen. If you notice, the windows are soundproof, you can't really hear the traffic.
I
Over
think
there.
the last time I was here, I don't think the top windows they weren't in, but I think it was different windows that were here, wasn't it?
Yeah, we changed them slightly, so we've got the obscure windows in as of when we can, so people can actually look in.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the kitchen. We gained these soundboard. We've soundproofed the whole place. You notice, you see these this track system. This just kind of keeps the noise, and it's also the acoustics. So now you can hear me when I'm talking. There's no echo. These kind of really.
That does.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's in the entirety of the building, just to kind of make sure we meet the soundproof regs. Because when you're doing buildings like this, essentially you've got multiple flats, essentially multiple houses or homes within a block, but you have to meet the sound regs, and that's what that does for you. So we've got a decent sized bedroom here, and pretty much the flats are pretty much similar. This is a 1-bed flat, a decent sized room. Again, the sound insulation across the entire flat. Let's go and see other flats. I'll show you my favorite flats in a sec. So this is a 1-bed flat. I'll show you multiple flats that have slightly different layout. So slightly dark, very dark in this one, so you can see. So this is the bedroom. I won't spend too much time in here because it's quite dark. So it's going to be the bedroom. This is the bathroom, and this is the lead-in / kitchen area. So again, we've got boiler cupboard to my left, we've got the kitchen to my right, and this is where we're going to have the living room. And all the living rooms, by default, we have the TV sockets, we've got the broadband connection, the phones coming in, and we're always trying to make sure we make it easy for the next trades coming in. So what we're currently doing now is just plasterboarding, getting ready for plaster. Once plaster's finished, we get ready for decoration, and we're getting ready for the second fix, which is the rads, the electrical fittings, getting ready for the kitchens, and just getting everything going.
Okay,
Right, so it's another 1-bed flat. If you notice the windows, we've gone for sash windows. We're trying to make sure we keep the
sliding.
Yeah, we're trying to make sure the windows, because we are in a conservation area. Essentially what that means is we want to keep the integrity of the area, a lot of the things around the sash. This office has sash windows, so we want to keep everything the same.
Is that got something to do with, so you said it's a conservation
area, yes.
Conservation area.
So what that means is we want to preserve the look and feel of the area.
Yeah, okay.
So they want to make sure the externals are kept the same. So everything has to be uniform, so you can't really change it much. So
and I guess when you're doing like the planning application, like you have to show that you're doing that, and then that's when they're like, okay, yeah, we can go for it.
it's one of the things you have to satisfy. You see more materials here. This is the lounge kitchens, another flat. We've just gone past the bathroom, and this is going to be the bedroom here.
So what? Just a quick one. Sorry. What is this? Is this
So
plaster?
this plaster, yeah, this is your water finish.
And that's
this
the soundproof.
Yeah, and that's the soundproof. And what you've got there, this is the adhesive. This is where you glue the boards to. So the adhesive for the plaster boards, and then we've got the plaster that we're going to be using. So we just stockpiling because, like I said, materials are actually going up. So this is another flat. It's a 1-bed flat, decent sized lounge and kitchen, decent sized room, and we are currently plastering everywhere. Plasterboarding, sorry.
Right. How long do you think? How long does it take for like the whole place to get plasterboarded?
Oh, it depends, because every flat is different. We've got different restrictions on, or different quirky things about each flat. The corners are different, the floor might not be as even, so you'll just take time. So with these guys, they've had quite a few challenges on this. So I don't go by the time it takes each flat, I just go by the amount of time we've allowed for them to plasterboard, so the next guys can come in, because it's like you pass it on to the next trades that's coming in.
Yeah.
So once these guys are finished, the next people with the plaster is coming in. That's what all this material is ready for them. So when they come in, they're jumping in straight away. But the strategy will be moving from flats to flats.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, let me show you my favorite flat and tell you why it's my favorite flat. This is the biggest flat. So we've got the kitchen here. It's a U-shaped kitchen. We've got boiler cupboard there. If you notice, I always refer to boiler cupboard because
Yeah.
it kind of tucks things away, so you can have your utilities in there. Just make sure it gives us more space. Decent size kitchen, and then we have the living space. So slightly big again, and then we've gone for duplex flats. So essentially, we've got stairs, the rooms upstairs, and that's why I think it's quite cool.
Yeah.
So,
I guess it feels like a mini house as well, right? When
Exactly.
it's inside it.
it's just that it hasn't got a back door. This is bedroom one.
I've never actually seen the new style of these windows. I've only seen old ones. And we got one of our houses in a
Grade 2 listed builder.
yeah, it's a grade 2 listed building in Gloucester, and like it's the old style
Yeah.
of these windows. So it's not. What are these windows called? The PVC windows?
Yeah, we've gone for PVC because it's cheaper.
Mm.
We do want to go timber because they're more expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost triple the price.
Is it?
Yeah.
What? Aren't these like more effective though than the timber ones? Or
Yeah, so you pretty much get the same thing.
yeah.
And the more with timber after a while they blow
Mm.
and you have to replace it.
Okay.
So we're done tell the council. That's it. Because it's supposed to be
Cut that
timber.
out.
No, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. Just leave it just for some jokes. So you can see all the materials go to the back. So on all the sides, you have to make sure you waste
Mm.
easy access for your skips to kind of pick them up. So these skips will be filled, ready for just to exchange the skip or maybe just to take them away.
Nice.
I come on site, but my job is to find more sites,
Yeah.
get the job done, get the right contractors in. You see the bathroom, where we have dark spaces upstairs, we've gone for roof lights.
Ah,
To
okay.
bring in some
Yeah.
light, natural light into the area because it just makes it feel less claustrophobic and it makes it airy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, again, this is the smallest bedroom. With this bedroom, because we could not find, we had extra space, I wanted to use this space, so we've created a roof light.
Mhm.
It's going to be electric, so tenants can use that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Is that other one going to be electric as well?
No, just this one here.
Okay.
It was just to get the cost down. So this one, because tenants will break it, definitely. So we try to as easy access. So we've got the door here for fire regs, so tenants, God forbid, in the event of a fire, they can escape.
Yeah, I'll really quick.
Yep. So we're upstairs now. We can just come through upstairs. Let me show you the second flat. See what is that? This is a 2-bed flat. This is going to be the kitchen area, and over there's the living room. This is bedroom 1.
A really good space.
Yeah, it's decent sized space, no, definitely. Decent sized space. And we've got a bathroom here. Good bedroom here. And we've got the living room.
Nice. This one of the basketballs, is it?
Yeah, so just
Turn it up.
the guys, yeah, just
Nice.
to cut it up to size to what's made to measure really.
Nice. Alright, fantastic.
So
What's like been the learning points from this project? Like biggest things that's come up that's been like, okay, this is what we need to do for the next project, or I don't know, the thing, as you said, things pop up with every project, right? So what's been popping up?
this one is materials, get them when you can. Get them when you can. Also, always allow for contingency, but this reminded me why we should, because all the projects we end up not using contingency that we set, but this one we've had to use it.
Yeah, okay.
So literally,
Is that because of the materials?
no, not even that. It's just the structural. We have quite a few structural issues here. So one of the first structural issues we had was the bricks were falling over. Literally, there's nothing holding them together.
Yeah, okay.
The chimney was just there. It was going to drop any time.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I can imagine that fell. The damage that will cause. Then the roof again. And the thing about this site, when you see them, when you view them actually, you don't actually go to the roof to see. Because when you start the works, then you know how much rot and issues that you need to fix.
Yeah, it's actually happened.
So that costs extra money as well. So just the key things, and I would just say what's really worked well, because sometimes you look at what's gone wrong, but sometimes what's worked well is the process. When one trade finishes, we make it easy for the next trade. You can notice site there's less clutter. The only clutter you see is materials because they're going to be used internally.
Yeah.
To try and make sure the site's kept nice and safe and clear. So that's really worked really well. You can see where you're going, and I think the layout of the flats, I think we've gone for the best scheme possible for this one.
Yeah, it's very good use of the space, to be honest. Just looking, I mean, I don't know what the best space is, but it looks like it's good, so yeah, it's
definitely
really good.
And I think it's well thought through, so I'm quite pleased.
Nice.
Cool. Let's go to the back and hopefully you can see.
So, it's been an amazing time. Thank you very much, Kayode, for spending your time with us and showing us the amazing projects you've got going on as well at the moment. And yeah, is there any sort of words of encouragement that you want to give my listeners, like any aspiring property developers that are watching this? Any words of encouragement?
So, just keep consuming content like you're doing now. Obviously, Troy has got different content. That's the first start. Secondly, be curious. Network, network, and network. Always keep learning. Support the next property developer or whoever's doing property, because that way you're learning. Because you need some form of support network in your journey. And also, it's the mind. Wherever the mind conceives, the body can actually do. So keep believing, keep pushing, keep working, and trust me, it would happen. It will happen. And you never know, one of these days I might be in touch with one of you personally to mentor you. But definitely keep going, keep pushing, keep striving.
Amazing. I love it. Thank you, Kayode.
As always, pleasure.
See you on the next one.
Definitely.
Alright, so that's the end of the video. It's been a fantastic time hanging around with Kayode, amazing property developer doing amazing things. So yeah, if you're looking to get into property, literally follow us on the socials, drop me a message. I'm happy to help. And if you like this content, let me know. Comment down, like the video, and let me know what else you want to see. Let me know what else you want to see. But listen, I'm going to keep on dropping videos, so tune into the channel, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you on the next one.